I asked people for some questions that they'd like to see me answer on Instagram, and I thought this one was interesting, and I've had some questions about it in the past, but it's not about pens. I'm sorry if you're only here for the pens, this one may not be for you. The question is, it seems you like tea, often you take a sip. Are you into teas? What are your favorite teas? Yes, and I thought what I would do, that's the answer, yes. I thought what I would do is talk for a little bit about my relationship with teas, and I get the feeling sometimes that people enjoy my thought process or something, because these kinds of videos get quite a couple of views. So we'll see what we can do with this one. Yes, I do like teas. Tea. And some teas more than others. So, I am by no ways a tea expert. But it's also not that I don't know anything about it. So apologies to the two tea experts out there, but let me start with this preamble. So tea, when we talk about tea, strictly speaking, those are leaves of a plant, Camellia sinensis. Now, there are two main variants of that plant, Camellia sinensis, which grows higher up, if I remember correctly. That's what makes Darjeeling tea. So if you have a Darjeeling tea, that's it. Camellia sinensis. And then there is another variant, Camellia sinensis assamica, which grows lower in sort of humid valleys, and that makes Assam tea. And traditionally speaking, people call Darjeeling the champagne of teas. It has a lighter liquor, so it looks lighter. It's more refined in flavor, and I don't like it. that's the gist. I've tried a lot of them. I've tried cheaper ones. I've tried more expensive ones, and it's nice, but to me it misses something. It misses a level of robustness in flavor. And that's exactly the flavor that Assam has. And when I post something on Instagram about Assam teas, which I sometimes do, I always love that some of my Indian friends say, oh, I'm from the Assam region. It's lovely, you like tea. I really do. Now, I'll give you a little bit of the background of why that happened, and then I'll talk about why I like Assam better than Darjeeling. Of course, there are other teas, right? Rooibos or what do we have? Like chamomile, like these sorts of things. But strictly speaking, it's not tea because it's not the leaves from that one plant. Okay, not that it really matters because people call it tea anyway. What's here but there without the tea? Now, once upon a time, when I was really quite young, my mother got tea, and I forget the brand. I'm thinking it may have been Lipton, but something. So this is by no means a luxury tea, but she got Irish breakfast tea. I think it was Lipton. It's the Netherlands, Lipton, Pickwick, something, but I'm betting it was Lipton. And I really liked it. And I remember a green box, Ireland, green box, just bags, not loose leaf, nothing fancy, just tea dust, which is the official term, like when they sort the leaves, and then dust remains in the literal dust, and that they put that in bags. And these days, tea bags, I think many places got a little better, but back in the day, when I was young, it was real tea dust, the really fine powdery stuff. You know what I'm talking about. Now, I loved that tea because it had a very full, robust flavor. And so being young as I was not so young that I couldn't read, so I was investigating the box, and it said Irish breakfast is a blend of different types of tea, including Assam tea. And it probably said something along the lines of, which is known for its robustness or something. And I got kind of fascinated. And it took me multiple years, but I kind of latched onto the Assam part of that tea. And then over the years, I got a bit more into loose leaf tea. And there was some, when I was still in the Netherlands, there were some nice places that we would visit and where we would get tea. For example, for the lovers, the Tea in the City in Amsterdam, now I believe gone. I recently looked them up, I think they were now gone. Which was a branch of Betjeman and Barton, which is an older tea importer, European tea importer. There was also a branch of that place in The Hague, and we would get tea there. And really, again, I focused on the Assam. Now, why do I like that specific tea so much? Because it is very robust. It has a malty flavor. It has a darker liquor. I absolutely love how intense it is. It's somewhat astringent. So you drink and you kind of get a dry feeling in your mouth. And depending on what kind of tea you have, it can have sort of more of a, almost like a burnt sugar flavor to it, or a real maltiness. That maltiness is a defining feature. And I love it because I'm not a refined person. So when it comes to the flavor profile and the very refined stuff in Darjeeling, it's just not for me. To me it's too weak, and that's not a dig at Darjeeling. It's a dig at me. I just don't have the refined palate to really enjoy that. So I found over time, now I'm in Canada, there are some good tea stores here. In Victoria and BC is Murchie's. They're very good. I recently found, there's a shop in Calgary, which is close to where I am, called Mr. Maxey's Tea, or Tea Trader, but their website is Mr. Maxey's Tea. They ship everywhere. They have really nice teas. Mr. Maxey's Tea has some really good stuff, higher end stuff. Murchie's has some really nice blends. Platinum Jubilee has a nice Assam component. Diamond Jubilee, very, very nice blends that I like a lot. But those are blends. And then the other shop that I mentioned, they have a lot of single origin tea. So that's not blended with everything, it's just tea. I have found that there is an estate somewhere in Assam called Latumoni, Latumoni. I absolutely love their tea. Their tea, give me one sec, I should have grabbed this, but I did not. I just steeped some tea yesterday from Latumoni. And this is the size of one of their leaves. Now when it's wet, it really sort of expands, and it's a leaf about this size. Now, that's another thing. Darjeeling has smaller leaves, so then it unfurls more and you get a more complicated flavor. But again, it's lost on me. So that estate, Latumoni, small estate, fantastic tea, and I absolutely love it. Relatively refined. I've had more full-bodied Assam teas. I really, really love Latumoni. So for as long as I can remember, I drank tea. I don't drink coffee. I hate the bitterness of coffee, and it's a little ironic that I like the bitterness of the Assam tea because it has a slight bitterness to it. Not a tea you can oversteep, because then it's super bitter. If you steep it properly, lovely, just a little bit of bitterness, and I love that. I've always hated bitterness, by the way, tonics, that kind of stuff. I hate everything bitter. So for me, tea is the drink. It's the beverage of choice. Had it since I was a kid. Have stayed loyal to it. I love it. I drink multiple cups a day. It makes me happy. There's a bit of a caffeine boost. I just like it a lot. So there you have it. There's my relationship with tea. Wherever I go, if I see a tea shop, I do try to go in and explore it and see what there is. Ronnefeld in Germany, some really nice stuff too. And again, I'm not a snob. I don't have to have the most expensive, fanciest, only golden tips, etc. Yes, it is nice, but I'm not a snob. I'll have it. But if you want to serve me something you have in Assam, I'll always take that. And that's it. So that's my story. I won't make it any longer because I feel then it will just get boring. But yes, I do care. And yes, it does matter to me. And yes, I do take it fairly seriously without being a snob. And that's all there's to it. So I thought that was an interesting question. I hope you thought that was interesting. And I haven't bored you. But that's it. I'll gladly see you later. Bye.